Hey everybody, welcome back. Season 3 of Full Queue Developer is live now. We have a new schedule. Is I guess the most interesting, most noticeable thing. It's Mondays 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock NYC time. And we are feeling a little under the weather today. We might not make it all the way to 10 o'clock, but we're still going to have fun. We're still going to do some coding, and we're still going to answer some questions. And of course, we're going to, as we've always been for season 2, we've been reading through a little bit of The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. We're going to keep that going. Yeah, so we're at 190. Oh, we have a new one. We're at 194 out of 200 followers for the next tie stream. Really excited about that. And we have a question in chat already. Wally says, hello. I have a question regarding FQauth. If I want to use it, do I have to initialize an extra server or Vapor instance, or can I use it on my existing server via middleware? Yeah, either way, honestly. Like, it's all just code. Like, you could just copy paste it into your existing server if you wanted to. I guess it's supposed to be a microservice architecture so that you can, say, use, I mean, we used to have Heroku free tier. That's not really a thing anymore. So the idea was you would have a bunch of different microservices all scattered around on Heroku or Fly or something like that. And it'd be sort of very, very minimal. Hey, Halux, hello. Just answering a question about setting up FQauth from Wally with lots of eyes. Yeah, so you can just fork the repo if you want and build your app in there, or you could set it up as a microservice and use the middleware library in your main app. Either way, the app that we're working on tonight, I'm hoping to set up with FQauth at some point in the future. There's a lot of app ideas I have, and this is one of them that I think would benefit from FQauth. So hopefully you'll see firsthand what we do. I'm hoping to do a Kubernetes deployment for it. We'll definitely not get to that tonight, though. Okay. So, yeah, I've been working on a little bit of a new app, and it's named after this little thing. Yeah, this is a little bit of a task tracker. The inspiration is lots of little tasks come in throughout the day on Slack or Discord or email, and they're like all over the place. And it's just like a little way to just keep track of stuff and why. And I guess you can see it. I'm named it after after the left-hand side here. Just the queue, just very simple. And Wally says, thank you so much. Oh, good. And asks, will there also be a sign-in with Google Endpoint? That is the goal. I do not have a timeline promised for that at all. Pull requests, totally welcome. Yeah, definitely want to support the two main mobile sign-in with Apple, sign in with Google. Started with Apple since that's that's where we guess it's kind of a Swift focus stream. Makes sense to start with Apple, but yes, we definitely want to have Google in there. Probably not Facebook though. And I'm not sure what else we would include after Google. But that's very far down the road. I also want to include in-app purchases for Google and Apple as well. Yeah. Cool. So everything we have so far is Swift UI, and we can we click and hold. If we click and hold, we can We click and hold, we can reorder? No, reorder is broken all of a sudden. Oh, there we go. I didn't click and hold long enough, I guess. So we can reorganize, but these do not show up in the database yet. This is all just basically a live preview. Here's the app. It's just the home screen for now. And the home screen has not much going on. Let's close the sidebar. And it's just a list of things. I'm calling these things, I guess, for now. And this is, we have this is where the dragging happens. You have a little bit of sort of padding on the outside, inside of a scroll view. Iterate through the things and we get a home cell, and then there's all this drag and drop nonsense, which perhaps we might want to extract into like something to make it a little bit more readable. And we have this little drop delegate down here, and I'm thinking that this is where we need to do the rearranging. Looks like it's happening. We're already doing it inside of we're rearranging the items, what's it called, array, but we're not yet saving it in the database. Also, we're not reading it from the database. Probably add that as a task to actually read from the database. Alex asks, are we going for the latest and greatest iOS 16 Plus? I believe so. I just started this app like a couple days ago. Yeah, 16.2 is where we're at right now. Yeah, so I guess the first step is to actually read from the database, which I guess will sort of motivate the rest of this. We have a bunch of tests so far. So we can hit Command U and see those pass, hopefully. Hopefully nothing's changed. Alex says, edit actions on lists are fun. Oh, right on. Yeah, I guess that's what we're about to do. Yeah, so everything's passing right now. You can see we're just like, what's the first 3? We can get those. What's the first 4? Yeah, so I guess we want to read from the database and then save kind of the reordering. So right now it's not really reordering. I did get a standing desk, by the way. I'm using it now in a sitting position. It's been a lot of fun today, first day using it. I could technically check this off, and we did laundry yesterday. We could check this off too, but we have not implemented that. That's kind of coming up a little bit later. Okay, so read from the database. This will make a folder for some queries. And this will be, I guess, the home query. Or should this go in, if it's the home query, should this go in the home folder or here in the database folder? Discussion as old as time itself. Let's see. Let's stick it in with the screen. Let's see how that feels. Oh, and also, really neat little thing to announce. This SF symbol thing. So I guess if you paid attention or noticed closely, these are all SF symbols that I'm using, and the goal is to sort of allow people to pick a symbol that goes with whatever task they're working on. So I found an open source library for SF symbols and kind of fixed it up a little bit, and so it's published on my GitHub. I haven't tweeted out about it yet. github.com/wholeCube. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. Calm down, Safari. SF symbol name. Yeah, so this is a this is all generates from the SF Symbols app. There's a plist in there, and I forked it from this one here, Jolly Jinx, and kind of cleaned it up just a little bit so it's here, or you can just use the original. Either way, you can get a case iterable, all of the SF Symbols. So that's public. And let's see. Really good to see you both again, by the way, Alex and Molly. Thanks so much for coming back for season 3. It's very much appreciated. So like we were saying, we want to read from the database. I feel like we just want to call it the home query because who knows what we're going to show on the home screen. That's going to be more interesting than an all query anyway. So that's my reasoning there. And of course, we are using GRDB. Home query is queryable. And this should give us some autocompletes. Let's see, I guess I could just copy this from another app. I've written this so many times and I don't have it memorized. So for those who were with me a year ago, you'll recognize the Synths app. I'm just gonna go ahead and steal from there. Stealing my own code from myself. And then we'll come back to here. And yeah, I'll stick this in here. I guess we'll call it like query support. Make the new file inside of here for the list query and paste that on inside there. And yep, that's looking pretty good. Are we compiling? Alex says, should build your own Xcode autocomplete if you use it frequently enough. That's an idea, actually. And then I could publish it on GitHub or something. I have not looked into that in a long time. I don't remember how to do that. There we go. So now we can inherit from this. So this is kind of a little bit of adapter to return a list of things from using GRDB query on a database. So usually you'd have to set up all this and memorize this, but now you can just sort of just implement the fetch bit. So we can do that. And we already have this kind of written a little bit. Import GRDB. I think we called it the thing repo for now. Yeah, thing repo. And then for the home screen, we just want, I don't know, the first 20, I guess, for now. And this is going to be a list of things. Oh, wait a minute. I think I'm a little bit off here. I think instead of putting this in the repo, because this is kind of at a little bit of a different level. This opens a read transaction, which is already happening inside of here. This tracking thing opens a read transaction. So it's a little bit at the wrong level. So yeah, let's go ahead and just yoink this yoink this out of here. Or should we do it the other way? X Manny G says, "Hey, how you doing?" 3 exclamation points. I'm doing okay. We're a little under the weather today, to be honest. I'm usually not under the weather, but today I am. Hope you're doing well. X Manny G says, "Love you're doing this. I've always wanted to do something like this, but so insecure coding with people watching." Oh, right on. Yeah, there's only one way to do it, and that's to practice. As Seth Rogen says, the only way to fail is to quit. That's X-Manage says, "Saw you on TikTok." Oh, right on. The algorithm is with us all tonight. Alex is enjoying some dinner. Right on. Let's default this to 20. And then we'll return this. And perhaps this SQL could probably live somewhere else, like perhaps back in this repo thing, because that's where it was already. But I'll leave that refactoring for another time. I want to stay somewhat on target. That means we can remove this, get that nice and clean looking. Okay, so we have the query. So let's hook this up to our home screen. So right now we just have sort of a list of things, just a bunch of fixtures here. Let's go ahead and I don't remember exactly how to do this off the top of my head. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of my head. I think it's query of home query in, is it local app database? And then we can say that these are the things. Is this what we do? Oh, and then import grdb query, command B. No, we have a little bit of a failure. Oh, interesting. So this was expecting a binding of things. What happens if I just pass in the things itself? As what? A variable? Oh, but then we go to the drop delegate. This needed yeah, to do the rearranging in the screen, it needed to be able to edit the list in memory, but we want this kind of coming from the database. So we're kind of a little bit stuck in traffic here. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Manny G asks, do you have like a description of each of your apps, or what is the goal of each? I have a few of them listed on my website. I guess the 2 most popular ones are here on my website. Underway is for New Yorkers who are running towards the subway, and Haptic Studio is for just testing out the haptics, and it got featured in iOS Dev Weekly. So those are the 2 I've written about on my website. This one is not published yet. We're still in the middle of working on it. Bad Bear of Crimson Town says, "Pot friend." Nice. Let's see. So if we keep this as a binding, which is what is kind of needed for the rearranging, then we come here. This is not a binding. This is sort of coming from from the database. So do we want to sort of observe this and kind of copy stuff into, like, have this be like this is the database list? Just sort of sketching stuff out right now. We go back to having a state for the things as well. And then maybe we'll have a listener to copy stuff out of here into this memory copy. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. On change of things, just copy it on over. Oh, I guess on change of, let's call it things from database. No matter how much you prepare for writing code live, there's always a case that you did not account for. Let's see, so if we run this, we should just get emptiness. Unable to open database file. Yep, was not expecting this one either. Oh, fascinating. Okay, I guess it's looking in the application support directory, which does not exist on the iPhone. It's for Mac, I guess. So I guess we'll have to tweak that up. So you can say if OS is Mac, we'll do this. Else if OS is iOS, is it lowercase or uppercase? I guess we're about to find out. The compiler will tell us for sure. So this is this on Earl now? Do we have a documents directory? We do, okay. And we'll just append that same path, but without this little bit here. And if I run, oh, unknown system. Okay, so Mac is not it. Is it Mac OS? It is. iOS has no idea what iOS is. Is it iOS? Hey, there we go. Got a whole lot of nothing in here. So let's start it off with the fixtures. Yeah, this is the live database pool. We'll go ahead and we'll migrate, and we'll go ahead and stick the fixtures in here as well for now. Just so we have something to look at. And let's go ahead and make sure everything's in here. Yeah. Now let's check in with the chat. Bad Bear of Crimson Town says, lol, I thought that says hi, honeypot. Halleck says, I love when I get unexpectedly raised errors, and I always find myself going, man, that was unexpected. X-Manny says, an app for New Yorkers. That's awesome. You live in the city? Yep, we're in beautiful New York City. We had a very sunny day today. Absolutely beautiful. Highly recommended. Yeah, you can read more about that app by clicking into here. I just checked, we're at 4.6 stars on the App Store, so people seem to like it. Oh, you live in the city too? Oh, right on. Okay, where did I leave our heroes? Okay, yeah, so we edited the code, but we didn't hit run. Okay, so let's hit run and see if we get stuff inside of the UI. We do not. Do we get an error? We did not get an error. XManaG says, studied in the city, but originally from TX, but live and work here now. Oh, right on. And also love it up here, says XManaG. Yeah, there are so many things I love about the city. And as with everything that you love, there's always a few things annoying too. And we don't need to hide from that either. There are annoying things as well. Okay, so why did we not get any why did we not get any fixtures in our app? I run it again, maybe it'll be different. No, it won't be. Okay. Guess we could put one breakpoint here. I bet this is not this one's not getting hit at all. Yeah, let's turn off drag and drop. Let's make sure this is all hooked up, I guess. Or in here, yeah, you could go completely different. You could go we had that things repo, right? You could just run this on load. So we can grab the database out of the environment. And then say we'll get the first 20, let's say. And this should be, we should run this async, shouldn't we? So now we can try await here, which means we have to do a, what is it? Do catch. I guess for right now, we'll just print the error just so we can get a move on. And then we'll go back to the main actor. And we will store the things from the database in memory. Self.things equals the first 20 things. And I guess let's comment this out for now. Oh, yep, we need an await here. Thank you, Xcode. And let's hide the preview. Not really right now. XManaG says gonna go play some Call of Duty, but be sure to do more often. This is a vibe and nice to learn some new stuff too. All right, on. Thanks so much for stopping by. Good luck clicking on heads. Okay, it got like it got like quite a few of the same one. It got 20 of them too. That's not right. That's not right at all. Oh, we have some we have some errors here. Let's see, why is it not completely in frame? Let's see. The ID occurs multiple times within the collection. This will give undefined results. Yeah, that's a problem. How did... Oh, are you serious? Oh, okay. Okay, so what happened was, what's happening, my very strong guess is I've run the app multiple times, which means we've created a connection to the database multiple times. which means we've inserted the fixtures multiple times, which means there's a lot of the same thing in there. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's go ahead and delete the app to clear the database. Come on. Delete the app. You never know what you're gonna get. You never know what you're gonna get. I guess we could be more direct. We just want the in-memory one for now. No, that's not true, because we want to actually show that we're reordering and saving it to the database. I want to insert stuff once. Does this mean we have to work on insert before we can get to reorder? I guess so. That is a big change in plans for what I prepared mentally for. And the app still has not deleted. Come on, Steve Jobs. Oh, the iPhone itself has crashed and it's rebooting itself. Okay. So how do we want to do this? What are we trying to do? We're trying to do the reordering, but we don't have anything in the database. So we have to write some stuff to the database. I guess we could have a little button that says insert the fixtures. That's probably the easiest thing. We don't have to worry about doing it automatically. Yeah, so let's go ahead and add a tiny little button to the home screen. Label. The insert fixtures, I guess. Let's call this a text, I guess. And what is this going to do? I guess we have the local app database here. What we want to do is, I guess, look at the fixtures and insert them into why is the autocomplete not really doing what I'm expecting it to do here? Yep, it is right here. We are in debug, so this should be available. Let's try cleaning. Yeah, I think Xcode is getting a little confused. Let's just close Xcode. Quit Xcode all the way. And let's open it back up. And let's go ahead and Command R. Let's see what the compiler has to say now. Still saying the same things, but this does not make sense to me at all. Oh, call can throw. Okay. We'll just force it. We'll just crash if it fails. That's fine for now. You just want to get some data to look at. Yeah, but then it won't refresh itself. Let's just restart it. And we got some stuff there. We have all the stuff here now. Yeah, so if we rearrange it, so that we actually have stuff in the database. I'm kind of curious if that, if using GRDB to sort of automatically query it like we were doing here, like if this approach would work. Because I do want it to be constantly watching changes in the database. I don't want to have to, remember to that stuff again. But perhaps that is what I want to do. I mean, we're kind of keeping both birds in flight here, seeing which one we end up liking. There's a little bit of that going on. Let's get out that observer again. Because there was other errors happening before, which is why we didn't notice what was happening. And let's see what we got here. We're not seeing much of anything at all. Let's see, let's take off this on drag thing so that this can just be a constant for now. That was random. Oh, it's hitting like a breakpoint in the middle of nowhere. Okay. We need to set a breakpoint in here. This is not being called, is it? Whoa. Is there something I'm forgetting to do? I mean, this is clearly set up because we saw stuff come back out of the database. And we have nothing going on in the errors? No? What could it be? I guess let's check out the the old app. Was there something I did differently here? Oh, I'm doing a fetch all. Yeah, fetch all off the database. I guess we could comment this out and just say like select star. But we know that SQL is fine. I feel like it's just not hitting this breakpoint for some unknown reason. We've sent insert a lot of times. You're not getting any error output. Okay, something weird is going on. Let's quit the app. Let's delete it. I mean, this is all fine. It's just showing a list of things. Somehow this at query is not, I don't know, somehow isn't triggering itself on launch of the screen. Is there something? Let's see. Let's look at a screen in the old app. Yeah, sure. All events. Yeah, that's kind of exactly the same. There's a few other imports here, but I don't think that's the problem. Just stick those on in, I guess. Yeah, because we didn't crash here. I don't know. I need to see just like something. Yeah, those are all going through without an error, even though it's a primary key, so it should have a problem. Oh, I guess it was a save. It was actually updating itself again. Okay, so stuff is happening. We are hitting. There is a database in there. But why is nothing coming out of the database with this query? We have the fetch all. This is like not even getting called at all. There must be some error happening and it's just not coming out. Let's see, can we map? Yeah, maybe breakpoint on error. Well, we hit a breakpoint right away. None of these have a stack trace, though. Oh, here we go. What is the error? At least necessarily. Oh, here's something. What's this error? SQL logic error. Yeah, let's copy this, comment out this one. So that's the old one, just to try things out. Yeah, I guess we don't want to be passing in the arguments if we're not using them. Maybe that's the problem. Nope, we got a thing again. We got a breakpoint again. So let's try to inspect this error this time. Just SQL logic error. That is not helpful. Error code 1. What's the error in select star? That's not a thing, right? Although because this is kind of an ORM, maybe we can leave off the let's see, I hit Command R and nothing's happening. Xcode is not having a good day either. You and me both, Xcode. Play. Oh, Xcode, never change. None of these buttons are doing anything. I missed you too, Xcode. Okay, let's force quit, I guess. Let's see. What is it? Command Option Escape? Let's try this again. Command R. Okay. Okay, we hit an error again. Let's see if we can get the error here. Let's wait for Xcode to gather its stack frame. We're just here waiting for Xcode. We've got some emojis for that though. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay, so what is this error? Same thing, SQL logic error. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I am not sure what you mean by that. um, well, I guess it's been, we've been up for about an hour. This is usually when I take the break. So I'm going to go ahead and take a break and be back. And hopefully giving our brains a little bit of rest, we'll know what to do. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in a few minutes. Hey, everybody. Welcome on back. Thanks for sticking around. Yeah, at the halftime show, we read a little bit from this book, The Creative Act by Rick Hillis Rubin. And we're still pretty close to the beginning here. Let's see. I guess he had we got a little bit of an interstitial today in between chapters. He writes, living life as an artist is a practice. You are either engaging in the practice or you're not. It makes no sense to say you're not good at it. It's like saying, I'm not good at being a monk. You are either living as a monk or you're not. We tend to think of the artist's work as the output. The real work of the artist is a way of being in the world. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that really resonates with, I guess, a lot of, yeah. Oh, yeah. That really resonates with how, I mean, I guess, like, I'm just here building apps, and sometimes an app gets finished and we publish it and we celebrate that. But what folks are tuning in for is to just watch apps come to life, which is, I guess, what he's saying. The real work of an artist is a way of being in the world. Yeah, I guess I'm really trying to show a way of sitting with apps the way that a painter maybe sits with a painting. I don't know much about painting. Maybe that's a bad example. I guess the example he uses is you are either living as a monk or you're not. I guess, yeah, you're either working on apps or you're not working on apps. You're thinking about apps or not thinking about apps. I guess it's maybe how I would put it for myself. And yeah, I think about apps a lot. Yeah, I guess it's really cool to read a book by someone that's older than me and perhaps, more accomplished, a better artist than me. And he's saying all these things that I already agree with and I've already kind of experienced for myself. It feels so validating that maybe I'm doing something right. Maybe I'm on the way. And thank you all for joining along. Okay, so back to whatever is going on in in Xcode. I think we're gonna just step away from this queryable thing for now. Because it is not serving us at the moment. I think instead we're gonna have perhaps, not sure exactly where we're gonna stick it. We're gonna have a load from database function that is async, that basically does what we did in here. We'll copy that up to here. And then in here on load, we'll say self dot load from database. And then whenever we need to in the future, we can go ahead and load from database again as well. So we'll try this out again. And perhaps we'll come back to this in the future. And then let's see. So we can Command R. I don't see much of anything there. Okay, we inserted some stuff. If I reload again, it should persist. It'll succeed. Okay, so now we got some stuff in here. Okay, but of course we commented out the drag and drop stuff. So let's go ahead and put that stuff back in. So I guess we can give ourselves partial credit for read from the database. We're not gonna know for sure if we're done or not until we've rearranged something and it shows up in the screen, right? So let's change this back to a binding. Let's pass a binding back in. We'll send it down from the screen down to the view. Cool, so it's moving around in the UI again. How are we gonna save that to the database and also trigger a refresh at the same time? Let's comment out or delete some of these comments that we do not need right now. And are we using this? Oh yeah, we're using it here to load stuff, load the fixtures into the database, and yeah, here to read from the database. Okay, cool. So yeah, I planned like a bunch of stuff because I'm like, oh, we're gonna get through this really fast, and of course we didn't. And then the days when I think something's gonna take a long time, I breeze through it right away, and then I'm like, what are we doing next? Okay, so anyway, so here's our list view, and this has a, where is it? The drop delegate. We have this down in the same file here. So it's reordering stuff in the list, and we want to also reorder it in the database. And do we want to do that here? Let's see. What is a drop info? The current state of a drop. Is this like Nike shoes or something? Location. The current location, the CG point in the UI. Item providers 4 finds the items. I guess we could. Yeah, because I guess drag and drop in iOS is really weird. It's like it's supposed to support dragging, dropping stuff from inside and outside the app, but you use the same thing for dragging and dropping like in the same table, which can feel a little weird for converting these things to data and all that. Yeah, so we're moving the items around in the UI, and then I guess when we're done, I guess when does this happen? We put a breakpoint here. So you might have to relaunch so it knows where the breakpoint actually is. So we prioritize resting. When we drop it, we hit this breakpoint. And what does the iPhone look like? Yes, we just let go, we're dropping it at the top. So no breakpoint, no breakpoint, no breakpoint. If we leave it back at the top, we still get this perform drop. So do we want to make the database call here? Or do you want to do it kind of, or do we want to watch this? I guess we can say, yeah, I'm kind of curious to observe this array and see like when it changes. Yeah, let's just go ahead and print it for now. Oh, let's just print the name of it. We don't need the whole thing. I think it's called the title. Yeah, let's print the title. See if it prioritizes cleaning the bedroom. Yeah, see, you can see right there. It's I guess I should point with my mouse. But you can see in the console there that it's changing as we move it along. It's changing the whole list. So we don't want to necessarily update the database on each of these. Guess we want to sort of do a callback to say like, save this, save this state or something. So do you want to pass in like a something that we can call back from here? This is when it's done. This is when we commit. So we do want to call something here. We're going to call like commit, and this can be like a block that gets passed in perhaps. And then this will, we can follow the compiler outwards. I'm not sure if we want to take in arguments here. I guess we don't want to like examine the whole. We don't want to examine the whole list and find the changes, right? We just want to identify the, because we're just moving one, right? So how many changes are there? If we move one thing at a time, and I guess just the thing after it, the thing itself, and then the thing after where it goes, where it lands. So I guess that's three things that we're kind of curious in with this. And this drop info seems to be mostly about, oh yeah, I guess we didn't really look at what's actually in here. I am curious to see what Steve Jobs is gifting us. Let's see, info dot item providers for, and then I have some variable here named, yeah, thing UTI, just some string. I guess it stands for universal type identifier or something like that. Oh, it's supposed to be an array. Okay. Guess I want to put a breakpoint here. Oh, right. Don't know exactly what this is going to look like yet. I'll just pass in an empty lambda for now. Oh, it wanted a label. Okay. That was not a helpful autocomplete, Xcode. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'll move this up. And what do we get? So the providers is empty. That's not good. Nothing in there. What's on this info? Can I PO the info? Couldn't materialize. Okay. What happened to all the items that we provided? How come we're not getting them? Am I misunderstanding something about this drop delegate? Provides a comprehensive and flexible way to interact with the drop operation. Specify a drop delegate when you modify a view to accept drops. Okay. Oh, there's a simpler way that don't require the full functionality of a drop delegate. You can modify a view to accept drops using the on drop of is targeted perform. So supported content types, a binding for is targeted, and it passes the providers in with the CG point where they added it to. Okay, so which one was that? That was This one's binding. This was the first one. Let's look at the second one. What's the difference between these two? These look exactly the same to me. I'm so convinced these are the same. Oh, one doesn't have the point where it's dropped on. Okay. Fascinating, fascinating. So what about this item provider? We're giving it here. Yeah, we're hitting this breakpoint. We gave it an item provider with this type identifier. What's the problem, Xcode? Why is the providers empty? So I guess this means we have to do a little bit of searching around. I guess we do have to inspect the array. For before and after, so we know where to update stuff in the database. And I think we need the item itself. We need the old parent and the new parent, right? So I'm doing this as a linked list, I guess. So I feel like I need to like save the original state of the items too. Yeah, because otherwise we could get all out of date here, all out of sync here if we try to do database calls every time someone moves something around. Tells the delegate it can request the item provider data from the given information. Yeah, but there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. Well, I wonder if that's my fault, because I'm just giving it a blob of data. And I was hoping it would give it to me back, but I guess it's not. Like this might have to, does this have to be like an actual, do you have to do like a real object in here? Can Can this not be just data? Yeah, so we could go down that path and we would get perhaps that item out here. But we already know which item that is. It's this dragged item. The interesting thing is I guess the new order versus the old order of the items. So let's go ahead and pass them on in. Alex says, hey, question for you. Yeah, what do you got, dude? So I guess here we'll want to do like a diff between the original items and these new items. Alex asks about, there was a conversation about some contract work. An escaping closure would work for that. Yeah, if you want to type out some code, I can try to help. Not sure I can look up another conversation live though. Let's see. Does this difference thing help me? Oh, this looks like this might do something. What does this thing claim to do? The difference needed to produce this collection's ordered elements from a given collection. A collection difference. Insertions, removals. Inferring moves. Returns a new collection difference with associations between individual elements that have been removed and inserted only once. Okay. I'm curious about this. May not be available in this context. Is that true? Thing requires conform to hashable. Okay, I think we can make this conform to hashable. Right? Does not conform to hashable. What do you need? Does everybody have to conform to hashable? Let's see. If we add this to the icon and the pickable color. Alex says, I've got a function that takes in a string and returns a string. The issue is that I'm running a Firestore query in the middle, and the return of the string that's at the end is returning before the Firestore query returns. I'm not sure I can follow that. I've got a function that takes in a string and returns a string. Okay, got that. The issue is that I'm running a Firestore query in the middle of the function, and the return of the string that's at the end is returning before the query returns. I guess you need to do like a dispatch queue, like just to keep track of the synchron to like make things concurrent. You can use a dispatch queue, like a semaphore, to like wait for something to go into. I guess it's basically like manual concurrency is what it sounds like you need to do if Firestore isn't going to participate in async await and structured concurrency. You're going to have to do something manual, it sounds like. And escaping closure would be perhaps one small part of that implementation. So what is this moves? What is Apple giving us here? So if I move rest up 1, it got nothing. How is this empty? We clearly had a move. The difference is also what? Oh, is it because this keeps getting recomputed? These original items keep getting recomputed? Oh my goodness. Whew. Halleck says, going back to his Firestore question, didn't want to try to mess with threading and end up locking up a thread. Yeah, I think I guess I would try to see what Firestore's documentation offers for structured async await. Otherwise, you're doing it on your own. Google isn't always the fastest to implement stuff like that, so I guess we'll see how fast they go. Man, I thought I was being so smart by keeping the original items here. So I guess we need to do this in a different way, huh? Does this just keep getting I guess this keeps getting rebuilt. Let's see, where's the compiler error? So how are we gonna compare? Yeah, because we keep moving stuff around, so it keeps regenerating this whole thing, and it's not sticking around, huh? I guess we need some kind of like outside state object to keep track of this stuff. Oh boy, oh boy. This rabbit hole got much deeper than I was expecting. I mean, I think what would make us feel just a little bit good is if we write tests for doing like reordering. But we guess we don't quite know what inputs we can have to this. Oh, and these are all async now. This is async now. Oh, I guess this one's not yet async. But it will probably be soon. Oh, this one is. So I guess theoretically we want, I guess what we were saying before, we need the new parent, the old parent, and the actual item that's moving. So we'll have the item, which I guess will be, I don't know, thing 3, I guess. I'll say, oh, I guess we don't need the old parent per se, we just need the new parent. Oh, these are from the fixtures. I guess it could just be the IDs, right? We need to pass in the whole item. And of course, this function doesn't exist. We're just kind of sketching it out, what it might look like. So let's go ahead and try to define this. I guess I'll stick this at the bottom here. And we'll say async throws. Yeah, and so if this is the interface, if we think we can implement this, then I think we can get there by let's see, going back to our drop delegate, which is on the list view. Then when we commit, we want to pass the item ID, and then we want to find the item in the items, or I guess this is the dragged item. Can have to do a little bit of experimentation to figure out which one we are. I think it's the item. We want to find the item in the items. And we want to get the one that's now right in front of it. So I guess we want to say items dot I guess it's a little bit of a look ahead, right? The new parent in the linked list is the one that's one index in front of it. So I guess we can't do something cute like these built-ins. Are we really going to do a log n thing? Yeah, how are we going to find this? Just want to like keep incrementing it until we find the match, right? Yeah, let's just go while true. Why not? And of course, we're going to increment the index. And I guess here we want to limit how far we go, actually. Yes, this is the new parent. If the next one is the current item that's moved, then the new parent is the one that's at the index. So then we can update this thing. This is now takes 2 IDs. Oh, .id, of course. Oh, this was just chicken scratch. What's the problem here? Cannot have argument names. That's unfortunate. That means we have to remember. Oh, which I guess means a few things. We can get the database out of the environment. We don't have to go all the way upstairs. The nice thing about going all the way upstairs, though, with a message is that we can reload from database, I guess. Maybe that's the message we want to send instead of commit. Like reload home screen. We'll keep this name for now. Because this also wants a reference to the database. Because then this becomes, I guess, yeah, this becomes perhaps a function on the structure that we call with the item ID. But I guess that's already on here, huh? Well, that'll make it easier to move later if we need to. One second. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'll instantiate that repo with the database, and we'll call reorder the item ID and the new parent ID. And this can all be inside of a task. And then afterwards, we can request a reload from the database. That means we need to import GRDB, that's fine. So it's asking for the reference to the database when we create the drop delegate, so we'll go ahead and get it out of the environment. Oh, main actor got run. That's what I meant to say. Call can throw. Okay, we'll just explode for now. Function is unused? That's not true, is it? Oh, okay. That was actually helpful. And here we're going to just pass in this. Oh, should this be async? Well, we can do it our own here. Well, it succeeded, okay. So now all that's left is to actually do the thing. Let's see, update the labels. And what's your problem? Okay, so we need try await. Let's see, how do I want to make this look? Yeah, I guess like that. So before we dive into how we're going to implement it, we can set up our assertions for how it's going to look at the end. I guess we would need to kind of do like a full read at the end, kind of like we did in the very first test, and just kind of assert that everything's in the order that we expect. I think that's the move. Yeah, so this should be totally fine, but then let's see. So if we moved thing 3 to have item 1 to be the parent, then yeah, item 1 will still be the first. And then the second thing out should be, I guess, thing 3. And that third thing out should be item 2. And its parent is now thing 3. And then the last thing is, yeah, still that, but its parent is now whatever this is. Okay, that's the same? Is that true? That can't be right. So we have 2 parents that are the same now. That can't be right. Let's see, maybe I should put the ID above the parent ID. It'll make it a little bit easier to think about, I think. Yeah, then the second thing, it got pushed down. So its parent is now item 3. Yeah, okay, so this is a 2. There we go. So that's the expected result. We'll run Command U to run the tests. And we should get a failure. Yep, that's failing as expected. Wonder if I should name these instead of just thing 1, 2, 3, like name them after the kind of the title. That make it easier to think about. So if we click into this function, I guess this is where we are going to be doing it. And I do see the time. I don't think we're going to be able to finish this up today. But yeah, season 3 is back on. We are doing, we're at 195. We got 2 new followers today. Thanks so much. Thanks for everyone who stopped by. And one suggestion that I heard was that maybe folks are interested in one-on-one Zoom convos. I'm thinking I'll do one of those Tuesday nights, so 1 per week, so they will be limited. If you want to do that, drop me a line for now, and we'll get that set up. If you want to, whatever you want to talk about. Need help setting up servers, if you need help with iOS, if you want to just talk about life or emotions, or I don't know, play games, whatever you want to do for 1 hour, Tuesdays, 8:30 to 9:30. And of course, following is very much appreciated, and you can join the Discord for more fun throughout the week. And I'll see you next Monday. My website is folkudeveloper.com. You can see my GitHub from there, my apps from there, and my open source projects there. And I'll see you next week.